Hello, this is control and instrumentation principle experiment. So in this experiment, you are going to learn the basic controller of control system. So this is the workboard. This is the workboard. Okay. This is the equipment which we are going to control. So in this experiment, this is the incremental encoder, and this is the Teco generator. On the same shaft, behind there is a DC motor. Okay, so the DC motor RPM you can measure by this incremental encoder, this encoder with this encoder. Okay, also you can measure by this Teco generator. You can measure the RPM of this motor. Okay, so this is connected to by a belt drive. There's a belt drive is there. So this is an idler pulley. Okay, and this is the output shaft. Output shaft, there is a incremental input shaft, there is a incremental encoder, and output shaft there is a gray encoder. Okay, gray encoder. One minute. This is gray encoder. Gray encoder. Okay, so this incremental encoder is for measuring the position. The precision is not accurate. Where if you say the angular position you can measure by this incremental encoder is least by say 10 or 20 degree. By this gray encoder you can measure precisely say 0.5 or 0.8 degree angular displacement you can measure. Okay, so this is one potentiometer. From here also you can change the or increase the voltage or polarity of this system. Okay, so these are the component of this equipment, and here is the workboard. This is the workboard. In this workboard, there is provided many setup of uh, control system. So this particular part is called analog controller, where you can get P controller, I controller, and D controller. And this part you can get a digital controller. Okay, for analog to digital conversion you can done here. And this is summing amplifier, and this is sweep function generator for various input signals. Say you need a triangular waveform input signal, or you need a square waveform input signal. According to you can select the port and connect the wires. Okay, so these ports for instrumentation, means it has one software in this PC, so where you can get a virtual CRO, oscilloscope, or multimeters are there. In that multimeter you can get some input by this connection of wires. Okay, so if you want additional, means external output or external CRO or multimeter, also you can connect in this workboard and you can get the result accordingly. Okay, then this is a control, means supply of voltage and encoder input you can give from this workboard to here. This is the flow diagram, flow chart of this mechanical unit. So here power amplifier is there, DC motor is there, Teco generator there is there. For Teco generator, one operational amplifier is connected, and this is incremental encoder, this one, and this is one gearbox is there, where speed reduction of input and output will be 32:1, and you can, that is connected to 360-degree potentiometer. This is 360-degree potentiometer, and which is finally you can take a feedback from operational amplifier with negative gain. Okay, so these are the available components of this setup, where you can connect various wire according to given circuit diagram to get a particular controller. Say if you require to connect D controller, then these are the wirings, and if you want to connect P controller, then these are the wirings, and if you want to use I controller, then these are the wirings. Okay, so different arrangement is given. According to this arrangement, you can connect and get the particular controller. Okay, then next let's move to the experiment, where you can get the various experiment with the controller effect. Okay. This is experiment number 1, to run a motor without a controller. So here in this experiment, we are connecting two signals, square wave and triangular. Triangular we can give later on. First we are giving square wave from this sweep function generator. Next, this is motor. Due to this square wave, motor is rotating clockwise and anti-clockwise. The responses you can see from this graph. Blue is the input signal, which approximately 0.5 positive volt and minus 0.5 negative volt, and corresponding yellow is the output signal from the output shaft of the motor. This is connected through tacho generator. So this is the response of your system. So you are giving square wave, but see your response is like this, because sudden change of voltage, your motor needs some time to get the steady state position. So it is gradually increasing and peak at top, but after again voltage is changing, so it goes like this. So this square wave, finally you are getting like this with your output sensor, which is a tacho generator, which is connected to your DC motor. Okay, if you put both the signal at the same line, overlapping each other, then see, this is the system response and this is the blue is the input. So here these are this gap, these are the errors of your system, because it is not connected any PID controller. So you cannot eliminate this response time, and you cannot eliminate this steady state error. Okay, now I want to going to do one experiment on this. I am going to apply eddy current brake, which is here, to this DC motor. This is a tacho generator, which is giving you the signal of output signal, which is response of your motor. So I am going to apply this brake. Now brake is applied. Okay, so this eddy current brake obstruct the flow, obstruct the motor torque. Okay, so it will reduce the RPM of this motor. So accordingly, you see this graph of output shaft, which is yellow, it will come lower due to this loading on this motor. Okay, so if you use a controller here, so this is a controller, analog controller panel, where you are given one P controller, D controller, derivative controller, proportional controller, and one integral controller. If you use these three, or any set of PD or PID like that, if you use this controller, then this motor will overcome this braking load, and it will manage the rated whatever you giving input, that will be, this curve will going to manage with this controller, but this is without controller, so you cannot manage or cannot follow your exact whatever you giving input voltage and output voltage, output response, it will not follow exactly. So motor performance will be going decrease like this. Again, if you remove this brake, see again this curve is going closer to this input signal. Okay, so that's why you need a controller. Okay, if you use controller, then you can exactly follow whatever you giving input and what are you receiving in output charge. Okay, that's why controller is required. This experiment, this is the integral error signal of integral control experiment. So this is practical one, where we are using one integral controller to test the signal of input volt, which is we are giving approximately 1 volt to the integrator, and check with this setting, which is we are connected now 2 microfarad capacitor. So with this setting, how much time it will take to go to about 10 volt with this integrator. Now I am set integral gain at a particular gain value. Now I am going to engage this capacitor. Now it will check within it will be 4 seconds. It will go into 10 volt with this integrator. Okay. Now without this integrator, how much time it will take to goes up to 10 volt? Let's check. I remove that integrator gain signal from here, which is initially going through this port to here with 200 kilo ohm resistor. I remove this one. Now this integral gain capacitor is connected through virtual ART of this inside this panel to this controller. Now without this I controller, how it will to integrate a signal to 10 volt, how much time it will take? Let's see. So like this way it will take several minutes. It may be 10 or 15 minutes to take to goes up to 10 volt. Okay. So conclusion is like that, if you use integral controller, you can integrate a signal very faster way. So if you use 2 microfarad capacitor, then your voltage will be integrated by 2.5 volt per second. Now we are using 2 microfarad capacitor with this integrator. Okay. So input signal is we are giving from variable DC supply, which is approximately 1 volt, and it will through integrator, it will, if you engage the if you use the integral controller, then if you engage this one, this 1 volt will be integrated within 4 seconds, and it will goes up to 10 volt within 4 seconds. If you remove this integrator, then what will happen? Let's see. Remove this integrator, then see this voltage will rise very little, because this integrator now not getting the proper signal, and you are using only through this virtual ART of this integral gain potentiometer, which is internally connected through this I controller, which will give very little current to this circuit. So integration will be very slow, so it will take several minutes. So like that, you can, with this type of integral controller, you can get a very faster way you can control or you can achieve a input signal. Say input signal something is given, so with this eye controller you can follow that integral signal and eliminate the steady state error in a faster way. So this is experiment number 2 of integral control. In this experiment we are going to see the effect of integral signal on following error. Okay. So this is the circuit. We are giving now triangular wave, and from here we are monitoring the error signal before the controller, means which is in feedback loop. Okay. From here we are taking the feedback of output shaft, and here the error is coming. Error means input signal minus output signal. Okay. So currently the I integral control capacitor in discharge mode. Okay. So only P proportional controller is connected with one positive effective gain. Okay. Now see the behavior. This yellow one is the input voltage, which is in triangular waveform, which is fluctuate from minus 0.54 to plus 0.54 volt. Okay. So here if you see that where polarity is changing, this peak point, there will be some overshoot is there. Okay. And some error also there. It is not following the zero. Okay. Some error is there. That error volt you can see in this multimeter. This is fluctuating within this range, 0.32. The maximum will be 0.82 volt. Okay. Now if you add integral controller on this signal, then you can see the integral controller effect on this signal. See now this, where this is changing, polarity is changing or sharp changing of voltage is there. Due to this integral signal, oscillation is come here, and the problem is there with the integral controller. It will take some time to stabilize or eliminate the steady state error. And this yellow trace, not an output signal, this is the error signal, means your error of your system should be at 0. Now it is showing some fluctuating voltage which is within this range shown in this multimeter. So this is, you can say, the PI type of controller, PI type of control of a triangular wave. See the effect of this. Initially with P controller only one overshoot is there where the voltage is abruptly changing, but here after this one, this oscillation is going on. After some time it will balance, but here also sharp changes of voltage is there, so again oscillation is there. So with this eye controller, you can, there is a problem with the integral control is that the integrator takes some time to develop the required output to adjust the error. Okay. If any sudden change of your system signal, then it will, oscillation will occur in your signal. Okay. So this is the experiment of integral signal on following error. Thank you. Here I am going to demonstrate you what are the derivative signal of particular signal, input signal. Say we are giving a triangular wave, then it is through a derivative controller. So it will going like this. This is the input you are giving, triangular wave, and this is the square wave of this the through derivative controller, derivative of triangular wave. So you can understand like this. Okay, so if you give input of a triangular wave, if you use derivative controller, then it will convert to square wave. Okay. Okay, now I am giving this sine wave. So through derivative controller I am giving particular gain here. Okay. So let's check. So derivative of a sine wave is a cosine wave. This is the sine wave. So this is derivative signal of a this triangular wave. The sine wave because this is cosine wave. Okay. Now if you check the derivative wave signal of a square wave, so this is the square wave and this is the spike wave, derivative of a derivative signal of a square wave. Okay, so these are the signals you can get from with derivative controller with different waveform. So this is PID experiment practical number 1, where we are going to test the signal of PID controller and compare the input output signal. Here we are giving input signal of square wave from the sweep function generator, and we are connected here. These are the derivative gain, and this is the proportional gain, and this is integral. Okay, so this time we are giving fixed plus one gain to the this input signal, and now in this case derivative and integral both are in 0. Okay, now according to the input signal and output signal, what are the behavior you can check here in this PC. The blue is the input signal and yellow is the output signal. If you put both in overlay, then see both the signal are the overlapping each other. Okay, so no changes is there. Whatever you send the input, it will convert it to the same output signal. Now we are giving derivative gain to particular gain, and where already P controller fixed at plus 1 effective gain, and here in derivative control we can give some arbitrary value of gain by adjust this derivative gain potentiometer. If you see the behavior of signal, okay, this blue is the input signal and yellow is the combination of P and D. Okay, PD controller, and if you check the D controller signal, derivative control signal, this is the derivative control signal. Okay, and this is the yellow one, the PD controller effect on this input signal. Okay, so their peak is there. If you put overlay, see initial phase there is a certain overshoot is there, and after that it will be follow the line whatever the input, but little fluctuation is there in steady state part. Okay, now we are going to switch on the integrator by switching on this capacitor switch. This is the integral gain. Now we are adjusting to little gain, and see this effect of first one is this one input signal. This is combination signal of PID now, and this is the I signal, integration of square wave which is triangular. So this is D controller signal. Okay, Now now if you combine the all signal PID signal, then see this yellow one is the combination of PID signal. This is the input signal and this is the combination of PID signal. Okay. So this is a signal test experiment on PID. Here is the PID practical number 2. Here I make the circuit according to the diagram. So now I am going to give triangular waveform from sweep function generator. This is the triangular waveform, and this is the gain controller knob, which is one potentiometer. From here we can give the proportional, we can set the proportional gain. So accordingly, given input of triangular wave, motor will rotate clockwise and anti-clockwise direction. So now we are using only P controller, where D derivative gain and integral gain we put at 0. Okay. Now see the response from our PC. Here the blue is the input signal, which is the triangular input, triangular form in DC volt, and yellow one the output signal. Okay. So here is the error is more in this case. Now what we do, we will going to minimize the error to follow the input signal. For that, initially we are using only P controller. So slightly we increase the gain of P controller. If you check here, now the error is reducing somewhat. It will follow the input signal. If you increase the gain of P controller by full, then see this error is more reducing, but here some overshoot will be there, this part. Okay, so it will take some time. After that change of phase, change of voltage, so it is curve is coming like this. Next we are going to give another input signal, which is a step signal, square wave, from here sweep function generator, and we give a particular gain from this attenuator unit. We set the proportional gain particular value. Then this is the motor rotation according to the step signal, clockwise and anti-clockwise. Okay. From there you are getting these two signal. Blue one is the input signal and yellow one the output signal. You see that the yellow is try to reach that top phase or bottom phase after some time, but it is not exactly following the square wave. For that instant we are giving more time to this controller. We are increasing the time between these 2 points of this triangular square wave, where now time frame is more to get another change in voltage. See, in this case it is almost following the steady state, but it will take some time. Then from here we are going to increase the P controller, and also set some value of this square wave to about minimum phase difference of 4 seconds and make it full. This P controller, try to follow this curve, try to follow this signal, but here if you see some overshoot will be there. This is the overshoot, okay, with this P controller. After that it is some steady error also there here, okay. Now for decrease that overshoot from the P controller, we are going to add now D controller. This is the D controller derivative gain. We are increasing the gain of derivative controller and see the effect of overshoot. See, it is little lower, overshoot is little lower as compared to earlier, okay. Again, if you give more derivative, increase the derivative gain and see this is the response. Almost it is following the input signal, but still it has there is some steady state error is there, okay. Steady state error is there. For that we are trying to add I controller with this PD. Now at the last we add the I controller integral gain. We add actually full gain, all PID, PI and D. Now see the response of input and output. Blue is the input, yellow is the output. See this phase up to here, it is overshoot is there, but D controller is managed to manage the overshoot, and I controller managed to able to eliminate the steady state error. Well, with all three controller, it will take some time, about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds to get a stabilize of your control of your system with this PID controller, okay. Now if you give a PID control with a sinusoidal wave, okay, then see the response. This blue and yellow almost overlap, every overshoot and steady state error, all those things are eliminated. Still little difference is there and some noise is there. It is due to the presence of friction in the mechanical setup and some atmospheric air also there, that will give little fluctuation. So your graph is a little noise is there in between the input and output curve, okay. So this is the use of PID control. You can run your system with this PID control system with a stabilized mode, okay. Now in this case we are using only P and I controller, P and I. Okay, so this PNI, if you see the input or output curve behavior, this blue one is the input speed, input voltage, and the yellow one is the speed of output shaft. See, there is a overshoot here, but one more problem arises. There is this output signal is not uniform, means oscillation is there in output signal. So it is a problem with this PI controller. That's why it is generally not used in equipments. Only you can find PD and PID controller. All three controller, I am going to apply a brake for with this motor which is connected to PID controller. So now it is running at 42 RPM. If I apply eddy current brake, it will reduce to some RPM, but after some time, due to controller effect, it will regain the 42 RPM. Okay, this is the application of PID controller for speed controlling of a DC motor. Thank you.